divine wisdom, because the true wisdom that we read in the book of James, chapter 3, it says it brings peace. It doesn't seek for war. It says, Jacob, giving case study of people who are wise, who use wisdom as weapons. You see a wise person sits down, according to an adage in Africa. It says, when a wise person sees the foolish walking endlessly, they say, why are you not walking? Why are you doing tactical work? He says that if these foolish people finish working, I will be the one to take it. And it's very factual. I have been visible, or I have attended meetings, and you see some leaders, high-end leaders, they are paying them highly. And all they do is to come and show appearance in meeting and talk of how you are not doing it right and laugh at the meeting, and they pay them big money. And the people who are really working hard are paid barely enough to take them the month. They have the correct knowledge to take them to that place. Jacob will sit down, rear animals, and the next thing you will see, the other brother will go, Esau, go and hunt. By the time he's coming back, he knows he's tired. And the wise man sits at home. I know you are tired. It is easy. I've cooked already. Can you exchange your birthright? It's wisdom, but it's not divine wisdom. Second Chronicles chapter 9, verse 22 to 24, talks about King Solomon. Because of his wisdom, it says that King Solomon was greater in riches and in wisdom than all other kings of the earth. So what happened in 23? It says, all the kings on the earth sought audience with Solomon to hear the wisdom God had put in his heart. Year after year, everyone who bought a gift article of silver and gold, robes, weapons, and spice, and horses, and mules, they bring, because he is wise, he doesn't work anymore. He doesn't do anything. All he does is to sit down, and they bring everything to come and meet him. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 13 to 18 also strengthens how wisdom can give you long life, happiness, prosperity, and peace. And to surprise me more, wisdom is even described with the pronouns of a woman. The categories of wisdom, I think I have an idea of two, or I've researched two. Psalm chapter 111, verse 10. That's the first category of wisdom. And it reads, for the fear of the Lord is what? The beginning of wisdom. So wisdom has a beginning. That is the start of every wisdom. If you want to start thinking that you are wise, the first check is that, do you fear Lord? Wisdom also has multiplication. Daniel chapter 1, verse 17 talks about Daniel, that he was 10 times wiser than all the men in the kingdom. That is wisdom in multiplication. He has left the level of fear of the Lord. He has been able to multiply himself in wisdom. So if you stay in the stage of fearing the Lord alone, you are just beginning in your level of wisdom. Now, what is divine wisdom? Divine wisdom, simply put in Matthew chapter 7, verse 24 to 25, it says, therefore, anyone who hears this word of mine and puts them into practice, likewise is a wise man who built his house on the rock. That is Jesus defining who a wise man is. So I take my definition from the greatest man who has ever lived. He said, anyone who hears and do what the Lord is commanding is described as a wise man. Wisdom is doing what God says, whether it is reasonable or not reasonable. Divine wisdom does not have to be reasonable to you. The story of Joseph, when he was made a prime minister, he could have been made the head. But what will Pharaoh will be doing. He won't give him that position because he is still the head. But by wisdom, he ruled over that land. When Moses wanted to buttress what this wisdom says, he said, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5 to 7, he says, I have taught you the decrees and laws the Lord my God has commanded me, so that you may follow them in the land you are entering and take possession. What the Lord has taught Moses was what he was teaching them. And he said, if you keep them, it shows you as a wise person. Verse 6, it says, observe them carefully. Observe them carefully, for this will show your wisdom and understanding to the nations. So I recap again. Wisdom is doing whatever God says you should do. Now, wisdom in that sense is categorized to knowing what to do and doing what is right. You already studied your Bible, you already have the knowledge. The question is, are you applying it? Exodus chapter 15, verse 26 says, if you will diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord and will do that which is right in the sight, I will give ear to his commandments. I will and keep all his statutes. I will keep none of this disease upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healed thee. When you do what the Lord has commanded you to do, it preserves your life. It preserves your life. What are the other things that God tells us to do?